I'm learning all about my new best friend here. You're getting a look at a royal python, and we're becoming acquainted.
That's right. That's right. This is
Sarah Kramer from the Oakland Zoo, and this is all part of the Earth Day celebrations going on at the zoo. So tell us a little bit about the royal python.
Sure. You know, royal pythons, also known as ball pythons, are native to Africa, and they would live on the edges of woodlands, but they wouldn't go up in the trees.
He's really starting to move around here.
He is. You know, he's checking out the studio. You can definitely see with that tongue, he is smelling his way around. These guys don't use their tongue to smell, but they have a Jacobson's organ in the center of their roof of their mouth.
Yeah.
So he's reaching out, grabbing little air particles and putting those into his Jacobson's organ. They have a smell map of the world the same way we have a visual map of the world.
And you know, for people who have never handled a snake, they kind of think they're slimy, but really not. Very smooth.
They're not. You know, snakes are reptiles, so they have dry, scaly skin. Amphibians, frogs, and salamanders, those are the ones that are going to feel wet or slimy.
Okay. And he is, again, just kind of checking things out because he's never been here before.
It's true.
But he's very comfortable,
I'm the one who smells familiar to him.
Yeah.
He knows me. But you're a stranger. The studio is a new place.
Yeah.
And just like, you know, I might look around to find out what my surroundings are, he really uses his sense of smell as his primary way of learning about the world.
He really does. And he seems very docile.
He is. You know, ball pythons are one of the most popular snakes in the pet trade because they are more docile, they're easy to handle, they're not aggressive. And you were asking me earlier whether or not this type of snake is endangered. They're not. However, they are still being taken out of the wild for the pet trade. Up to 40 or 60,000 snakes a year are being taken from Africa for the pet trade. So if you're interested in having an exotic pet like a ball python, it's really important to make sure that it's captive bred.
Yeah, that's a great point. Tell us about the lizard that you have in your hand.
Sure. You know, this is a blue-tongued skink, and I will not be able to make her stick her tongue out, but she sometimes does it just because she feels like it, and she's native to Australia.
Ah, okay. And is that animal endangered as well?
No, you know, blue-tongued skinks are actually very common, and if you lived in Australia, it would be great to have this lizard living in your yard because they eat snails and slugs. Which I'll tell you, as a gardener, are the bane of my existence. I would love to have a blue-tongued skink.
You would love to take your work home with you, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us about some of the other programs going on today at the Oakland Zoo celebrating Earth Day.
It is a party for the planet at Oakland Zoo. We have a whole lot going on. There are over 90 different stations set up in the zoo, both visiting organizations like the Bonongo Snare Removal Project or, you know, the Puma Project that are here to teach you about the work they do, in addition to all sorts of activities like playing with their giant earth ball. There's this crazy trapeze art performance that happens on the meadow. There's music and trivia and live animal shows in the Wildlife Theater. So 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's a great way to come and learn about what your family can do and what the zoo is doing to protect and preserve our planet.
I would assume that this is a very popular day at the zoo.
It is. It is a very busy day. I would definitely recommend coming early, not just because that way you'll have time to fully explore the zoo, but also the event does end at 3 o'clock. The zoo is open until 4, though, so you have until 3 to see all the different stations and talk to all the visiting organizations, and then you've got that extra hour to go see all of our regular residents.
I know a big part of what the zoo does is education. And it seems that today especially you'd want to be promoting some educational programs for kids.
Absolutely, and actually I will be there from 9 to 12:30 at the ed program table. We do all sorts of field trips and school programs, but we've also developed a number of programs for families to make memories at the zoo. In the summertime we have zoo camp for the kids,
great.
But we also have a family overnight program where you can come and spend the night. You can camp at the zoo with your family. We're doing movie nights now on Fridays and Saturdays once a month, and we have a fun new program called Teddy Bear Tea, where it's a parent-child program where you get to come and learn about one of the animals, like our sun bear, and then make treats for them, and then you get to have a little tea party, and then at the end, after you've eaten your treats, you get to see the bears get their treats.
Oh, how nice. Good way to cap it off.
It is fun.
Well, there's a lot happening at the zoo, and Sarah, thank you so much for bringing your friends here. And I got to tell you, holding a python is not all that bad, or at least holding this guy is not all that bad. All right, we'll be right back. Thanks a lot.